Hello everyone, Shadefire here, and welcome back to Let's Play DreadOut. This is episode 9. Last time we caught up with Ira. Unfortunately, she was possessed by one of the powerful three spirits that controls this place, who wasn't too keen on letting Ira go, so we had to leave her behind. We then headed up to the mansion, which is currently inhabited by one of the other sisters, Lady in Red, that we saw earlier, who we are going to confront, so she'll let us leave. We got this key from the mirror, and hey, what do you know, another mirror. So, this is another fight with her, in which we just have to find out where she is and blast her. Otherwise, she'll manhandle us. We don't really need the DSLR for that. Though we do have to be a lot closer to use the phone camera. There we go. Gotta make sure to zoom out my camera too, because it's still zoomed in from last time. Ah, shit. She sort of just appeared above me there. Oop. She is like kind of around my feet, I thought. She's sneaky. The mirror is starting to fall apart. So you know she's getting weak. She's pretty much the strongest ghost in the game, because this is sort of a final boss fight. And that's the end of her. Oh, sorry, that is the second sister, not the Lady in Red. Who is the first sister. Yeah, this is the one that was possessing Donnie. The first sister is the one we're looking for. I'm not sure why the camera got stuck and switched me to first person there. Alright, so this is the first sister's room, who, the third sister did tell us that she would not be happy if we went into her room. But here we are. She seems to be pretty egocentric to have all these pictures of herself. Let's mess with this mirror for some reason. It's just me, or is it getting darker in here? Hi.
Bangornya kalah ke dia.
Alright, so we were attacked by a mirror version of ourselves and dragged into the mirror. And now you can see we're back at the school, of all places. Also, so I mentioned that Keeper of the Dark, the other DreadOut game, takes place at a very specific point. It takes place at the time between that scene where we got pulled into the mirror and right here, since the entire spin-off game takes place in the mirror dimension. So presumably, Linda had to go through quite a lot to end up back here at the school. So yeah, I don't know, maybe if people want me to, I'll take a look at Keepers of the Dark. It's not super long either, since it is just a series of rooms with ghosts and ghost bosses and stuff. But, yeah, you know, if people want to check that out after this, then I will go to that. As I said, I haven't played it, so it'll be a lot more of a mess than this. So, we actually have an option here for an ending. We could go into the school and, you know, face whatever's waiting for us. Or we could just say fuck it and bail by leaving the schoolyard. After all, we are just trying to escape, right? Of course, how Linda got past the giant that was guarding the only exit. I guess the police were probably looking for them if they've been missing for a couple days. Well, if we leave the school, we meet with a terrible fate. So, let's head back in and face our destiny.
Hello? Hi? Johnny, help me out, will ya? I'm stuck here. Anybody? Linda? Sally? Anyone?
And thus Yayan was left to die in a bathroom stall. So instead, we'll take some advice from a confused young teenager. We mustn't run away. We mustn't run away. Remember her? trapped in the endless abyss until we take her down. She is sort of the guardian of the school, so it makes sense that we'd have to deal with her again. No, I can't actually harm her right now. No, she puked maggots on me too many times. To limbo with us it is. Alright, pukey ghost. Oh, come on. She spawned, like, right next to me. Gotta wait for her to come back. You can see also there's like a weird ledge up there. And that we aren't really moving when we move. Why she was immune last time. No, don't touch my head. Very sensitive about people touching my head with their ghost hands. I guess she's not even really touching us. I'm not touching you. Does that bother you? So last time we could just run to the door to get out. That's not really an option this time. Gee, thanks, game. So of course, we still can't actually damage her. You can see the... shit. The door ghost appears sometimes. Ugh. I hate this boss. Gotcha. Welcome to the maggot dimension. Population maggots. And for some reason, filling the room with maggots has now made the lady in red vulnerable. I'm not sure if that's because the school's guardian was protecting her. Somebody put all these pythons in this door. She put us in the cage. You'll notice that we can still hear her in limbo. Usually, limbo is irrelevant to what's going on currently. Fine, we're still trapped in the cage. Ugh, good time for a sneeze. Oh, nice of you to hold the door, snakes. Snake tentacles. This doesn't really look like the exit, but, you know, it's better than standing knee deep in maggots. This doesn't look like the way we want to go. So she is kind of pursuing us through this confusing maze in the sky. But she's not quick anymore. Alright. Let me put a large snake skeleton here. She's just really not willing to let us go. We're seemingly in limbo again. Except we're not alone this time. Bet you weren't expecting the giant eyeball mouth in the sky. Luckily, we can do this.
Panon boy geus mancerat. Liuh tangkal numang geus nepi ajal. Anakna ngararas hirup na tanah garing. Ulah ringrang. Lalakon hirup nurek disorang. Sabab carita dijieun ngan keur inya nu jarug galak. korban jiwa, korban raga, asal nyawa kemerdekaan.
Hi, sis. It's me. I'm sorry. It's comfortable here. She needs someone on her side. Even if you try to hide it, I always knew everything was real. Thanks for protecting me all along. She told me what this place is, what it holds, how it will bring terror and sadness soon. And the sisters grow weaker. Sooner or later. Now it's our turn. It's time for the three of us to become keepers of the darkness.
So, I hope you understood that ending, because I didn't really the first time I got to it. I could have sworn that whispering she does about, an epic and all that, I'm pretty sure that wasn't subtitled when Act 2 originally came out. But, yeah, so it seems like Ira is, consciously aware of being possessed and is okay with it to a degree. And that the whole town was actually kind of, I guess, binding that giant eyeball mouth entity, and that the three sisters were there to keep it bound, I guess? It's a little unclear. It's definitely a little weird. And kind of unexpected based on everything else that was going on. But yeah, that's DreadOut. It's neat, though I'd definitely say it's not even close to the quality of Fatal Frame, but again, Fatal Frame actually had a serious budget behind it and a fairly big team, at least the older ones, back when it was still kind of a, semi-popular property and not a weird niche thing, because survival horror is dead and we're glad that it's dead, right? Apparently. Anyhow, I thought this was alright for what it is and for the budget they had to work with, and there's some interesting things in here. I think probably one of the stronger things in it is the designs based on Indonesian mythology. And, there's a couple kind of creepy parts. Bits that were, I think, good because they didn't end with a ghost screaming in your face. Like when you look over your shoulder and you've got the monster face just kind of hanging out there, and she never, really does anything. She's just there kind of menacing you. But those moments are few and far between, even in a fairly short game. And, it'd be interesting to see what maybe these guys could do with more of a budget and more development time and more people, more of everything, really. Because, as it is, the combat isn't very good, because it's basically just take a picture or take a picture at the right time. Again, even Fatal Frame, which had photography-based combat, had more going on, different types of ammo that would do different amounts of damage, different film types, power-ups for your camera that you could equip and charge up as you took pictures, things like the timing-based Fatal Frame kind of counter photo thing, all of that really added a level of complexity beyond just point at ghost, take a picture, one ghost up here. But yeah, so this is DreadOut. It's a thing. I think a lot of people who played this are probably going to be frustrated by it because of, some of the old survival horror design choices that they kept, especially ones that they did worse than games that came out years ago. But all in all, I think this is a decent game. A decent indie horror game. Anyhow, I've been Shadefire, this is DreadOut, and maybe we'll see a little bit more of Linda with Keepers of the Dark. Again, if people are interested, let me know. And I'll do a bit of a blind playthrough, I guess, beyond what we did in the first impressions. But yeah, you folks all have a good day, and hope you had fun with the LP. Sorry that the whole game is kind of dark and washed out, because I tried to bump the darkness up a little bit so you could actually see what's going on in a tiny YouTube video window. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and hope you'll maybe join me with some more horror stuff in the future. I've got more stuff planned. And as I mentioned, if you piss off the sister possessing Ira, the ending is a little different. Since, the sister does kill Ira if you piss her off. So the only real difference is that the voicemail from Ira is missing, which is kind of arguably the main part of that ending. The whole come back and be a guardian of a keeper of the dark with me. But yeah, that's the alternate ending. And you get that pretty much from any of the pissing off the Ira ghost variations.